What makes a great archer? Is it your bow? Is it the arrows you shoot? Is it the medals you've won? Or is it the ones you failed to attain? Is it the bullseyes you've hit? Or is it the ones you've missed? My name is Steven Lopez, and this is my quest for gold. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Quest for Gold. My name is Steven, and today in this video I'm going to be breaking down my equipment and the 70-meter 36 hit training that I'm currently using to get a little bit more consistent at 70 meters for some outdoor tournaments that are coming up. So we're going to start with breaking down the equipment. I am here at the range. Sorry for the background noise. The main road is right behind us, but I have all my stuff here laid out. I'm gonna go through what I bought originally and the upgrades that I've gotten throughout these months. We're here at the range. I'll spin you guys around so you can see it. They've got some targets there. My target, you can kind of see it. It's all the way in the back over there. It's the big red thing. I'll explain what that is here in a little bit, but they currently have here so they're building a new range somewhere else, so this one's kind of a little bit run down, but I just need 70 meters so I can go hit. But they have 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 yards, and then mine is on a stand. You'll see it in a little bit. But back to the equipment. So first and foremost, I am using the Hoyt Formula XL Pro. Here's this bad boy, 25-inch riser. This is my first riser. It's what I bought originally. I haven't upgraded it yet. I have the grip that came with it. I usually put some athletic tape or some grip tape around it. That way it doesn't slip out when it gets hot. My hands start to get sweaty and kind of slips off. So for the limbs, I bought so the bow came in a package. It came with riser, limbs, string, sight, plunger. Did not come with arrows. It came with aperture with a scope. And it came with a finger tab, and that was it. That's pretty much it. So the limbs that came with the package are Hoyt Formula 720s, carbon 720, high performance. These are 36-pound medium limbs. So for anybody watching out there, these will probably be a little bit too heavy for anybody starting out. In archery, we tend to use muscles that we don't use every day, so they're not, I guess, worked out properly to be pulling that type of weight. You think that 36 pounds isn't a lot, but you pull it. These are medium, so depending on your draw length, you might stack a little bit. So they might be heavier when you're at full draw. These, for me at full draw, I'm holding 40, 43, 44. So that's kind of like intermediate to high level archer range. The Olympic archers, they about 48 to 50 pounds limbs. So you can just imagine how somebody starting would have a little bit of struggle. I did struggle with these. Part of why I waited so long to actually get into archery was because I was trying to work out and work to being able to pull these, because limbs, they're not cheap. And I'd recommend just going to an archery shop, trying out what weight works for you and getting those types of limbs. So these were the ones that came in the package. For the sight, I have no idea what kind of sight this is. It does not have any branding, no letters, numbers, no nothing besides obviously the sighting and portion of sight tape on it. But yeah, this thing kind of just broke apart on me, and I kind of had to jerry rig it together while I was using it. So yeah, so if anybody out there knows what type of sight this is, please let me know, because I have no idea. I tried to look for it online. I've seen similar products. There's one from Cartel that seemed really similar, but not really sure if that's the same one. But yeah, so this was the sight. It worked. The aperture that it came with originally, I cannot find. The one that I was using, I must have misplaced it. I usually keep all my old stuff, that way I know, you know, just in case, what if my new stuff breaks or whatever, I can always go to my old stuff. It's already sighted in. I have already all the numbers and whatnot. Stabilizers. So stabilizers, I have the, let's flip these over, SF, see if you can see it, yeah, SF Premium Carbon. These are the ones that came with the package. Bought these. To be honest with you, completely honest with you, I have no idea how many ounces I'm running and all that stuff. Went down to the shop down in Music City Archery, and they probably know better what weights I'm using. But me and my coach, we set up the bow on their device, and it's balanced out, and it's where I like it. So I feel comfortable with whatever weights are on here. I probably should figure out what weights I'm running, just in case I need to upgrade these. But this is probably the oldest equipment that I currently use, besides the riser, that's still in the package. Arrows. So the arrows I originally started shooting with are the Victory, everything's all flipped over, Victory VAPS, which is Victory Armor Piercing. These are V6. I don't know if you guys can see it. It's V6, 500 spine, 35 to 50 pounds. So I use these for the most part. I didn't use these for a long time because I thought way back when you needed these things, these inserts, and I could not find them anywhere. Ended up ordering them online. I found them online. Went to, I think it was like Academy Sports, and they was the closest shop to me, or archery, anything to me at the moment. So ended up putting those in there, and then just buying these screw-in field points. And I used these for the longest time. I used these as my at my first lesson, and I have since then upgraded from these. I still shoot them every now and then when I'm just, you know, warming up and whatnot. Really good arrows, have no problem with it. The only problem I have is this thing. If I take it off, the arrows become too short for my draw length, or for where I'm running right now. And if I leave them on, they're too long. So I just use them to warm up. I have them as a backup just in case. But yeah, that is it for the original package. I did have a plunger, which I cannot find. It's probably somewhere with my old aperture. So we're gonna go on to some upgrades for the limbs. This is the first upgrade that I made. So these are 22-pound medium limbs. So when at full draw, since they are medium, I can't remember what they were at. They were almost, I think they were like 29 to 30 pounds at full draw holding weight. But these are the Hoyt Formula XL limbs. I got these, they were on clearance on LancasterArcherySupply.com. So I got these when I got back from overseas in February. So I bought these. They were already waiting for me when I got home. So just putting them on the bow and pulling it back, you could just feel the difference and just feel the smoothness of not so much weight on your fingers and whatnot. So this is what I used at my first lesson. I'm probably gonna keep these around just in case I need to work on some form and all that stuff. But they're nice. I like them. I shot a long time with these, a couple months before I upgraded the limbs again. One thing I did forget to mention before I get into these limbs was the finger tab. So I had a Cartel finger tab. It ripped on me. I'm not sure if it came with the package that I bought originally, but I'm not sure if it was like a cheaper version of the Cartels or whatnot. But that's the one. I don't have it with me. I threw it out because it broke on me. But I did have that as part of the original package that I have. So back to the limbs, I upgraded to the Hoyt Formula Carbon 840 limbs. These are the limbs that I am currently using. These are 26-pound long limbs. Holding weight, they're at 33. They're perfect for me right now. These are the ones I'm using. I'm getting to where I'm comfortable with them, comfortable shooting with them. So these are really nice, and I really enjoy these, and probably have them for a long time until I get really comfortable with them, and I'm ready to move on and wait. So that is limbs. String. So for the string, I am using threads string. So this string, I am told that is not affected by weather, by heat or cold. So when you have a regular string, I believe it's Dacron, you have to check your brace height every now and then, because if it gets too hot, it'll expand. If it gets too cold, it'll compress, and it'll change your brace height. It'll change how you're shooting, the power that's going out to your arrows. So really like these, so because I don't have to check anything every now. I check it every now and then. Before I shoot, I usually check it, my brace height, to see if it's the same. It has not changed. As soon as I get it to where it needs to be, it really doesn't change at all. So yeah, love this thing. I did have an older string, because when you do upgrade to longer limbs, you need to buy another string. That way it's the proportionate size for the limbs. The medium string. So for the string, I am using threads string. So this string, I am told that is not affected by weather, by heat or cold. So when you have a regular string, I believe it's Dacron, you have to check your brace height every now and then, because if it gets too hot, it'll expand. If it gets too cold, it'll compress, and it'll change your brace height. It'll change how you're shooting, the power that's going out to your arrows. So really like these, so because I don't have to check anything every now. I check it every now and then. Before I shoot, I usually check it, my brace height, to see if it's the same. It has not changed. As soon as I get it to where it needs to be, it really doesn't change at all. So yeah, love this thing. I did have an older string, because when you do upgrade to longer limbs, you need to buy another string. That way it's the proportionate size for the limbs. The medium string I did not bring with me, but it's just a regular Dacron string. It came with the package. First finger tab upgrade was the AAE Cavalier Elite. This is my second finger tab that I bought. I preferred it over the Cartel, the original finger tab I had. I really like this one. The only problem I had with this one was my index finger. You could just feel the string coming off of it, and it kind of blistered it a little bit. Other than that, it was awesome. I did upgrade my finger tab, so I keep this just in case as my secondary, as my backup. But I did upgrade to the new Axel Contour Pro. It's the Brady Ellison edition, or the Brady Ellison finger tab. I love this thing. This thing it's just awesome. Just how you can just feel the string just smoothly coming off when you have a good shot and a good release. I really like this right here. Kind of helps me keep my hand straight when I'm pulling back. It does come with a spacer that I took off, experimenting with that. I usually shoot with it on, the spacer on, and I'll probably be shooting with the spacer on for a little bit. I enjoy the spacer. It's giving me a good contact point. But yeah, so this is the current one I'm using. I haven't really touched the other tab since I got this one, so, but I really like it. The whole index finger issue, I haven't had an issue with this one, so I like it. So clicker. So the package did not come with a clicker. My original package did not come with a clicker. So I bought the AAE Cavalier clicker. It's extended version. So this, what you do with this is you put it on the actual sight itself, so, or something like that. It will have like a space that you put in here, and the arrow goes through it, and when you reach your draw length, it'll click, which is why it's called a clicker, and that's when you release. So this is the first clicker that I got. Worked out just fine, especially with those longer arrows that I was using before. After I upgraded and started cutting my arrows, I upgraded my clicker to the biter chrome blade clicker that probably everybody in the world uses. This is what every archer, every like Olympic high-end archer uses. Couple people don't use them, you know, it's really preference, but this is what was cool at the time when I was looking up for clickers, so I got this one. Plunger. The plunger that I had, as I said before, can't find it. I noticed that on the, I guess the plunger side of it, what goes down, it was kind of wearing down, so I thought it was time to replace it, so I went with the best biter. This is everybody recommended this one. Pretty much everybody online recommended this one just to get this one. I really like it. As soon as I put this thing on and tuned it, I've had no issue. I haven't had to move it, clean it every now and then. That way, you know, it'll last me. But I have no complaints with this thing. This thing is awesome. Biter for the money. So arrows, still running the AAE wave vanes. They're just red now. I upgraded to the carbon, don't know if you can see it, carbon impact ultra fast 550. These are my go-to arrows right now. I love these things. They shoot straight. They're pretty, they're not expensive, you know, you're not breaking the bank when you buy a dozen of these. They come with the pins already installed, and they come with points. The nocks that I'm using are the biter nocks, asymmetrical biter nocks. I like these because they're black, and they go with the whole like, I was going for like a black and red ordeal here with the arrows, so I like them. The only downfall is when I miss the target and they go into the woods back here, they're kind of hard to find because they're black and red. But yeah, no complaints. I love these arrows. I love these nocks too. They look cool, and I guess they're supposed to, the way they're designed, they're supposed to give you a little bit more height. That way you can shoot a little bit more farther, which helps me because I'm not running a lot of poundage on my bow. So I guess I might test this out. This might be a video that I might test out for myself. So this way, a little bit more height. If you put them on this way, supposedly you get the same grouping but lower. So we'll test that out. I think that'll be pretty fun. Arm guard, AAE arm guard, no complaints. I haven't hit my arm in a while, so I can't really tell you how tough this thing is, but I mean, I've got no complaints. Went with white because it matches the bow, the riser. Scopes, apertures. So I had the aperture that originally came with it. Can't find it, but it was just small. There was a pin sight in there in the scope, so nothing too crazy. Upgraded that because it was indoor. It was kind of hard to see the actual dot or the actual target when I had that big old clunky thing on there. So I upgraded to the Hoyt Archery. It's the one they had at the archery club. It came with a lens and a sight pin in it, red sight pin, which is on this one. But yeah, no complaints on this one. I wanted to go with, for indoor, I wanted to go with a lens and a dot rather than a pin. So I figured, you know what, since I'm gonna buy a lens, I couldn't find a lens for that one, so I could just stick a dot on there. So I decided to upgrade to the Shrewd Flex. Got this bad boy. I have the lens with the actual dot for indoor in my quiver. I've been shooting a lot outdoors, so I conveniently just switched out the lens from the to want and just put it in here, and it's pretty much center, and I mean I got it to where I want it, so that works. So speaking of sights, I upgraded from the unknown sight to the Axel Achieve XP. This thing is awesome, super sturdy, super solid. All these mechanical things moving up and down, left and right. This thing is, it's awesome, man. I really like this. Recommend it to anybody. Little on the high end, a little expensive, but if you got the money and you're looking for a really good sight, definitely recommend this. Finger sling, just a regular old finger sling. It's the one I bought at the archery club after my first lesson. After dropping my bow when I shot it. My coach told me to relax, and I think I relaxed a little bit too much, just dropped the whole thing. Anyway, after that incident, I've been using this finger sling. I'm not sure if it has a brand or not. It usually has another little plastic thing in the middle. I took it out and no complaints. For my quiver, I have the Avalon Tech 1. See my cartel bow square there. Running this, I mean, no complaints. It holds my arrows, holds my tools, holds my pens. Got my arrow counter, my arrow puller, just in case I need it. I got my Game of Thrones pins on there. Huge Game of Thrones fan. So House Stark for life. But yeah, went with the gray and black because I didn't know what color to get. So I went with the neutral color, kind of matches the limbs that I'm currently using and the string as well. So I went with that. Also matches the Legend Artemis backpack here. I got the arrow tube, and this thing holds it's pretty much where all my gear goes in there, all my stuff. I love this thing. It's pretty convenient, pretty hefty, pretty cool. Probably gonna be not upgrading, but probably gonna be buying an actual bow case, that way I can travel with the bow. And that's pretty much it for equipment, except for the handy dandy Midas RX10 bow stand. I don't know what RX10 means or anything. It's a bow stand. I like it, so you can either put your bow this way on it, or you can actually like lay it down on here, and the stabilizer will stabilize it right there, actually, and it'll hold it. So yeah, this one actually has a screw down here on the bottom of it, and you could actually, it's got a spike, and you just flip it over, do that, and then you can stick it in the ground. Just gets super windy, and that way it doesn't move. That way your bow stand stays the same place, you don't lose it. But yeah, as far as equipment, that is it. We're gonna go ahead and run down to the 70-meter target down there, and I'll explain to you guys what the 36 hit training is. All right, so here we are at the back end of the archery range. We were just all the way down there, now we're all the way over here. So this is the target. I'm gonna explain what 36 hit training is, and why I do it, and how I do it, which is pretty much just shooting at the target 36 times. So what I have here is a basic, it's an exercise floor mat for like workout equipment. So this together is roughly the same size as a 122 centimeter target, which is used for 70-meter shooting. You'll see this square in the middle. I took this, the 70-meter equivalent of the center of one of the targets I have. It's a target I use to shoot at home. It's got 4 faces on there. It's got 40 centimeters, 60 centimeter, 80 centimeter, and 122 centimeters. So I cut out the 122 centimeter portion of it, placed it on here, drew a square around it. That way, further down the line, I know where my arrows are hitting, if they hit in the middle or not. So this this contains 10, 9, 8, and a little bit of 7 around the edges. So So 36 hit training, what is it and why do I do it? So what is it? It's me shooting at a 122 centimeter target 36 times. So 36 times, why? Because 36 arrows is one round of 70 meter shooting. You usually do 2 rounds. I'm taking it easy, just doing 36 until I graduate. So the way I have it set up is I'll shoot 36 times. I'll record a hit. Doesn't matter where it hits. I'm not counting points. I'm not scoring myself. So if it hits down here, right on the edge, then that's a hit. So I'm just counting hits, and that'll be calculated as my score. When I say graduate, I mean once I actually hit the target 36 times, then I'll move up to 72 hit training, which is like level 2 of it. So then I'll shoot 36 arrows. As long as I hit them, I'll take a break and then shoot 36 more, see where I'm at. The reason why I do this, 2 reasons. Well, just one reason. When I shot back in the state tournament, Tennessee state tournament, I missed 4 times. If I want to be on the high level of archery, can't miss any times. You know, you're thriving for always hitting the middle, always hitting, always having a bullseye, always hitting a 10. You know, you want that perfect score, even though it's really hard to attain. You want it, so that's what you want to shoot. So being that I missed 4 times, I wanted to train myself to not miss. I hit low a lot, so working on that, left and right. And this gives me, so the other reason why I do this gives me no numbers. So when I started actually shooting and started archery, started actually pursuing it, I took my first lesson, started shooting the indoor league. I practiced at home. At home, my backyard is roughly 20 yards, 18 meters, as long as I open the fence. So the target I have, it has the numbers 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And I would focus on the number that I was hitting. If I didn't hit the middle, I would get frustrated. And I wanted to eliminate that from this. I wanted a clear mind, just hit or miss, and that's it. There's no numbers on it, there's no score on it. The only score is 36 at the end, and that goes by my hits. So as long as I hit the target 36 times, I'm good to go. The highest I've gotten right now is 35. There's always that one that I miss. It's usually low, and it's usually because I'm dropping my bow arm. I've had a lot of close calls, as you can tell. There's a lot of up here's and up here and up here and up here. As long as it hits the target, I'm just focused on hits and miss. That way, it's really been working, because it's eliminating the frustration of I didn't get a high enough score. So my only frustration is I missed it, and that's it. Next arrow, let's move on. I don't have to look at a score sheet that I used to use and say, oh no, you know, I left all of these points on the floor or on the table. I could have done better. So rather than that, out of 36, if I hit 35, it's like, well, you know, in your mind, you know, subconsciously, well, you know, it's not that bad, you know, only missed 1, and just keep getting better at it. So the way I do it is usually I'll shoot 15 arrows as a warm-up, either 5 ends of 3 or 3 ends of 5. I'll shoot, warm up, see where they're hitting, see where I'm landing, just checking my form to make sure, you know, I'm shooting straight. And after that, I'll go into the rounds, or the ends. I started off doing just three arrows per end. That took a really long time, but I was working up toward it. I'm now at 6 arrows per end, so, you know, just normal archery end. But yeah, that's pretty much what 36 hit training is. Still looking to hit 36. 35 out of 36 isn't bad for me, in my opinion, because I just started doing this stuff. I've talked to a lot of people, a lot of archers that have been doing this for a really long time, And they say I'm not even supposed to be shooting at 70 because, you know, you just started, you got to work your way up to it. So me just being able to hit this thing at least 35 times is a win in my book, and it shows my progression. And it's just, you know, it's just training for me for some upcoming events and tournaments that I plan on going to that require me shooting at 70 meters. I have very, very high goals for myself. And I think this is really helping me, but we'll see, you know, fruits of your labor. What was that saying? Never mind, I'm not gonna even try it. Anyways, this is what 36 hit training is. I just wanted to share that with you. Maybe this will help somebody out there that that's trying to hit 70. You know, it doesn't have to be 70 meters. I'm doing it at 70 meters because, you know, that's the sport, and that's what I have to train, and that's what I'm building up to. But I mean, if your goal is, if you're a junior, if you're a kid, whatever, depending on your age bracket, and you're shooting a closer distance, and you can still use the same concept just at a closer distance, and that's pretty much it. This is not like a patent, you know, copywritten training thing. It's just something that I came up with to help me, and maybe it'll help you, maybe it doesn't, but hey, you got to try. This sport is, I like this sport. It's because trial and error, consistency, patience. You got really calm when you're shooting. Sometimes I get frustrated because I don't hit the target or hit the middle, but that's, you know, it's just part of the game. You just got to get over it, shoot the next arrow. Just make sure your next arrow is on target and a good arrow, I guess. Anyways, I think this video has gone long enough. Stay tuned for more. I'm definitely going to be uploading more videos about training. My next video is probably going to be on upcoming events and maybe some 36 hit training of me actually doing the training. Also, while talking to you guys along the way of what, you know, how I feel shooting and all that stuff. So yeah, thank you guys for joining. Like, comment, subscribe. Remember to hit that bell if you're on YouTube. That way you get notified of new videos. You can follow me on Instagram at Lopez09. I'll put that in the description box below. You can also check out my Facebook, Stephen Lopez Archery, on my page. Give me a follow, give me a like. I'll be posting up some training photos as well during the week. I'm planning to upload one video a week, probably every Wednesday. Yeah, thank you for watching. Shoot straight, stay on target.